Welcome back, guys, and today we got ourselves another Pokemon Go video. And I understand it's going to upset a lot of COD players, but guess what? I'm having a lot of fun with the game. There's a lot of hype around it right now. People are interested, and I actually got a ton of messages and requests and questions about the game, and I thought this would help cover that. Today, we're going to go over the best way to catch a Pokemon, one of the easiest ways. It's really easy. It helps you throw good shots all the time. It's super quick, along with whether or not you should power up Pokemon before or after you evolve them. And it's actually extremely important that you know this because you could screw yourself so hard if you don't. And it's going to be kind of complex, so please bear with me. I'll do my best to explain it. Here's a little bit of a list of my Pokemon. Mine are probably a little higher than yours because I'm higher level. The combat power, the CP of your Pokemon, is completely related to your overall character level, okay? But I'm going to go down to this 40 Pidgey and I'm going to evolve it. It's a 40 CP Pidgey, which is pretty low compared to what you can find. But the overall CP system, combat power system, is based on a percentage of your overall level. For example, maybe if you're level 10, 40 CP is about as high as you can get on a Pidgey. At level 24, you can see the bar above the Pidgey. It's barely going. I mean, it's like 25%, 20%, okay? It's not filled up at all. Now, the size of the Pidgey doesn't matter. And I want to mention this as well. Powering up a Pidgey beforehand or after really doesn't make a big difference either, but I would never power these up, okay? If I were you, I would not power up any Pokemon until you're at least level 20 or so. Because at that point, you're going to take a lot more time to level up and you'll get a lot of Stardust in that time frame. Okay, so otherwise you're just wasting Stardust, which is why I have so much. But the cost to power it up didn't change. It's a Pidgeotto now. It's still 400 for one. Didn't change from Pidgey to Pidgeotto. The combat power scale as well didn't change either. The number went up, but the percentage, it really didn't. I mean, look at it. Here's a side by side. It's no different. I mean, the bar is exactly where it was on the Pidgey as where it is on the Pidgeotto. The power up is the exact same. Nothing changes. So powering things up in terms of whether it's more cost efficient before or after, and here's an Eevee, for example. You're going to see this from an Eevee too. Doesn't make a difference. The power up right now for Eevee is 3,000 for 3. Whenever I evolve it here, and this is why I want to mention this too. Look at the attacks right now. Quick attack Swift. The attacks on Eevees, I want to mention this, do not determine what it's going to be. People say it will. I have tested this tons and I've got random results all over the board, okay? Don't believe that shit. It's not true. Sorry, curse word, man. How dare I swear in a Pokemon video. PG bros. Got Jolteon out of it. Okay, that's not too bad. Jolteon, unfortunately, is the worst of the 3 evolutions, but it's not terrible. I could do worse. But here's an important part about why I say never power up Pokemon before evolving, especially, even when you're high level. Because the moves they have, this one has Thunder Shock and Discharge. Discharge is actually really good. But the moves they have, and it's still 3,000 for 3 on the power up, by the way. And the CP was still at the same percentage it was when it was Eevee. The moves they have, though, is extremely important. Because certain moves are much better than others. A very good example, a Vaporeon with Water Pulse is very weak in comparison to a Vaporeon with Aqua Tail. And I'm going to show you an example up here with Flareon as well. Flareon's Flamethrower, whoops, clicked on Pidgey, whoops. Flareon's Flamethrower is actually a lot better than Flareon's Fire Spin, or I think it's Fire Spin, but it's 4 attack move. This one has Flamethrower, and Flamethrower honestly is even better than Fire Blast or Heat Wave, because Fire Blast is a 1-shot for 60 damage, where Flamethrower is a 2-shot for 50 damage. Now, the downside of having 2 shots over 1 is that it does dedicate more time to using a special attack, because each special attack takes time. Here's an Eevee really quick. I'm going to show you guys the special capture method. Right here, right when you get the Pokeball, you throw it. Boom! All right, so when you know the Pokeball spawns in, or you know the time frame, basically, you just continually click on where it's at and start throwing it forward and trying to spam it. And it will get you good throws. If it doesn't capture it, this is a really high Eevee. Holy shit. It's a big Eevee, 661. I'll try again here. You just click and throw forward. Another nice throw. Unfortunately, I don't know if this is going to capture an Eevee at this level. 661 is really high up there. I think the highest I can find around are 700s. I'm going to throw a Raspberry and then throw an Ultra Ball at it to catch it. I'll show some other examples though. But essentially, right when you're able to start throwing a Pokeball, you're able to toss one into the Pokemon that's actually very close to you still, and it makes it a lot easier to catch and get better throws on Pokemon that are close, obviously, than rather being far away. Especially for Pokemon like Zubat or Pidgeot or something like that. Pokemon that are typically far away from the screen and also fly around and are kind of difficult to hit. So I'll give you a few other examples in a second here. There is a downside. I'd say there's a downside to this tactic anyway. The downside would be that certain Pokemon, very small ones typically, like Caterpie or Weedle, I'm used to playing Call of Duty, Weedle, it doesn't work well on them, I found. There we go, got a great throw on that one. That might catch that one, that's a 400. That's not too high up there. It's decent, but not too high. Yeah, looks like we got him. All right, good. So Weedle and Caterpie, the small Pokemon, it tends to like bounce off them, but it works really well on a majority of Pokemon, 95% I would say. And like I said, the only way to do this, the easiest way to do this, is right when you're able to start throwing a Pokeball. You just continually spam the screen essentially, click where the Pokeball is and drag up. But right when it becomes available, you throw it at them. And here's Weedle, for example. Yeah, it messes up on Weedle and Caterpies. You kind of have to wait a second to do it. And I delay the throw for a millisecond there and throw it into them. And it works, but it's not as good as like with the larger guys. Anyways, I hope that covers it. It escaped. Screw you, Weedle. I hope that covers it, man. How to throw Pokeballs, the easiest way to catch them. Nice, great, and some excellent throws as well you'll get. Along with whether or not you should boost Pokemon, which the answer is no. Don't do it until you're higher level, 20s. And even then, only power up Pokemon after the evolution to make sure they have the right moves. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and I will see you all later.